President Donald Trump's second term, and what a whirlwind it has been. The president rapidly transformed America's image, both domestically as well as internationally.
For more on this, we're going to bring in a former Black Media Engagement Director for the Trump 2024 campaign, Janiyah Thomas. Janiyah.
Yep,
there we go. Thank you. And host of Heartland Journal, Steve Abramowicz. We're also joined in studio as well by our very special guest this morning, board member of the Independent Women's Forum, Nan Hayworth, and co-host of the Cut the Bull podcast, Charles Love. Thank you all for being here. Steve, I'm going to start with you. How do you grade President Trump's performance in these first 300 days so far?
That was a very inspirational montage you played, and that was great. It is a reminder that amazing things have happened never before on the world stage with Trump back in office. And, one of the greatest successes, I believe, is exposure of the waste, fraud, and abuse in the system, especially the mortgage fraud of some of the lawmakers like Schiff and Swalwell and Letitia James, his persecutors, and how much Jasmine Crockett used on luxury goods and security. It's rather shocking that they thought they could get away with it. And of course, billions in USAID, the NGOs that fund the riots and all those burned Teslas.
Yeah.
The downside is, of course, Congress and Senate haven't codified these executive orders. So we really like to see that happen soon.
Yeah, it's been a very busy 300 days, obviously, Janiyah, but I want to look forward here. What do you expect the remainder of the term to look like? And what do you think the focus will be for the administration over these next 3 years?
I think the president has done a phenomenal job, within the first 300 days of this administration. And I think going forward, I think we're going to see him continue to deliver on the promises he campaigned on, like making America safe again and prioritizing, American citizens over foreigners.
Really good point. Yeah, that's an exciting time. I think, for us, the border has been such a big focus. And, speaking of accomplishments, the government, we know, is now reopened. President Trump is making it official Wednesday night. Take a listen and we'll get your thoughts here, Charles.
I just want to tell you the country has never been in better shape. We went through this short-term disaster with the Democrats because they thought it would be good politically. And it's an honor now to sign this incredible bill and get our country working again. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Charles, obviously the Democrats, in my opinion, are to blame for the shutdown, and I'm glad the Republicans were able to finally get the rest of the Democrats that came on board to come on board. But what do you think they gained, if anything? What was the benefit to the Democrats in keeping the government shut down for 43 days?
They didn't really gain anything. I think that I was in the minority in saying that, I think I said it here with you all, I said that I thought that they were doing it for the election, not the midterms, but just these few elections that we had coming up, New Jersey governor and all those things. It wasn't a lot of elections, but they care about every inch. And they wanted those things looked close, and they wanted to, kind of muddy the waters and hurt Jack and Jersey and other places. I think they just wanted every win they could get. They knew they weren't going to get anything. Look.
So you think the shutdown helped them in New Jersey and places like that?
A little bit. I think that,
Virginia?
The blame shifted. It was mostly on the Republicans. Then it kind of moved toward the Democrats a little bit. But in the end, the media was saying blame whoever's in charge, and people believe that. So yeah. I think that was the point. They didn't gain anything.
Yeah. What about you, Nan? Do you agree with that?
I do. I think Charles is astute, as always. I also thought that the government would open up again as soon as the elections were over, especially in Virginia. They Northern Virginia, that's all, federal government employees. So they are already furious at what DOJ has revealed and what the Trump administration has been doing to make government leaner, more accountable. It's extraordinary what the president has done in these 300 days, both domestically and internationally. And yet we know he took the helm of a ship that was much storm-tossed. He has stabilized it, and yet there are new storms on the horizon. So the new emphasis is going to be on affordability, because that has come out as a really major theme, especially when you look at what's happening right where we're sitting in the city of New York. And young people are definitely resource constrained and challenged. And President Trump is going to be creative. He's going to be bold. He's obviously listening to the American people, as he always does. And, you know, I'm praying that he'll have the support he needs from other electeds, including in the Senate and the House.
Now, the Democrats didn't go down without a fight, though. I want you to take a quick listen to Hakeem Jeffries here.
But what we've seen from Republicans from the very beginning of this presidency is a my way or the highway approach. That's been the Republican philosophy. Jam your extremism down the throats of the American people. That's what we've seen from day one of this presidency. That's the reason why the government has been shut down by Republicans and Donald Trump.
So, Steve, are you agreeing with this, and do you think the American people believe it?
No, I don't. I think the elections that they were so desperate for were very blue areas that they had control of anyway. Schumer's New York, and like we just heard, Northern Virginia went exactly the way it was expected, Seattle as well. So 15 votes to try to open it. The Democrats held back and said no. It was their CR. It was their Biden era spending levels that they were fighting over anyway. And as soon as the government was opened back up, they voted for it, as you said, joining John Fetterman into the process. So no, I don't think it helped them at all in the places that they're going to need come the midterms next year, but it certainly helped them short term. For right now, it's labeled the Schumer shutdown. They tried to blame it on Republicans, but that didn't make any sense because it needed 60 votes in the Senate. They didn't have 60 Republicans, so obviously it was the obstructionist Democrats. And Hakeem Jeffries always does that. He will blame you for what he's doing or his party is doing, make it sound like you're on the wrong side of history when reality shows that they are.
Yeah, I want to pivot to another story that has been consuming the media trajectory for the past, I don't know, couple months. The Jeffrey Epstein files. Now the Democrats have tried to link Donald Trump to them through emails. President Trump responded to those allegations on Air Force One last night.
What did Jeffrey Epstein mean in his emails when he said you knew about the girls?
I know nothing about that. They would have announced that a long time ago. I will say this. If they had anything, they would have used it before the election. Okay? I can't tell you what they put in since the election. But if they had anything, you don't think they would have used it before the election? They would have gladly used it before the election.
Now, that's an incredibly good point. I don't know if you could hear it clearly, but he said if they actually had anything, they would have used it before the election. Janaya, what's your reaction to that?
I mean, I completely agree with the president. I mean, it's clear that they definitely would have used that if they had anything on him pre-election day, but they don't. And I think that this is the one thing they keep trying to link to him because they have nothing else to say negatively about this administration.
Yeah, good point. Well, we got to leave it there, guys. Janaya Thomas, Steve Abramowicz, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next hour. Charles Love and Nan Hayward, don't you go too far. We're going to see you back the rest of the show. Thanks, guys.